Hello, everyone. I hope you're all doing great. Praise the Lord. Today, we are going to Module 2, Part B of it, which is Protocol 204, or course 204, titled The Pursuit of Protocol. The pursuit of protocol. The word protocol derives its origin from the Greek word proto, which means the first in time. The first in time. It also means to something being original. It also means something in first of importance. In our context, protocol is a set of rules used to govern communities. Church protocol is a code of courtesies and proper practices regarding church worship services. The protocol team is a dynamic and interesting department you can find yourself in within the church, despite all the departments and all that. The need for these departments is in line with the Bible's admonition in 1 Corinthians 14 verse 40. 1 Corinthians 14 verse 40, which says, "Let all things be done decently and in order." Let all things be done decently and in order. We're going to get used to this scripture very well in this course here. So, what is the purpose of protocol? The purpose of protocol ministry is to assist with logistics and organizational support services that ensure that ministers have a conducive ministerial environment to function. I take that again, is very serious, important. It is to assist with logistics and organizational support services that ensures that ministers have a conducive ministerial environment to function. So you can see how important protocol ministry is in the church. Now, let's look at why protocol is a department. Title: Protocol as Department. Protocol as Department. Protocols are basically needed because it's important for the receiver to understand the sender. In protocol, we have a receiver, we have a sender. So the protocol department is an arm of the church saddled with responsibility of providing hospitable and conducive ministerial environment for visiting guests, ministers, local and international, with the sole purpose of making the ministers feel at home outside their domain. Please, with the sole aim of making the ministers feel at home outside their domain. So our work is to make ministers feel happy, feel relaxed, feel at home outside their domain. In addition, protocol officers are saddled with other support services and responsibilities. They are also saddled with other services, responsibilities, such as booking, flight booking, comfortable hotel accommodation arrangements, warm and deserving pickup from arrival terminals such as the airport, transportation shuttles from arrival terminals, local transportations, and movement, among other duties. So, vehicle is very, very important as a protocol officer. If you're a protocol officer, you keep on begging for cars. You now know why cars is very important. So if you don't even have a car, make sure that you know somebody that knows somebody that whenever there is a need in the church, you can beckon to that person and say, please, I would like to need your car in the next 2 weeks. Give advance notice. Let them know why you need their vehicle. Tell them your assignment and the person you want to carry, use the person to carry. And most people, when they hear that, not use my car to carry my small, wow, they will just release the car for you. So it's an honorable, that's why one of the reasons why I say it's an honorable position or assignment. Understand why I said that. So you must make sure that there's something that you have to use, and it has to be a good and a neat car. A very good and a neat car, because they are leaving their comfort to come to your domain, and you don't have to suffer them. You don't have to make them feel as if they are not wanted. You must make them feel every inch like a king, like a queen. That is why we must give them kingly attention. You understand what I mean? So you must be ready to make sure that they feel every inch a king or a queen. So officers have it as their primary task to ensure that guests, also known as principals, ministers, are well catered for within the ambit of church provisions and budget. So the protocol team also caters for the well-being of the resident pastor and facilitates his or her ministry by providing requisite support services to assist him or her deliver God's message with no hindrance, standing at alert and giving all attention to whosoever is in charge of the church. So you can see that protocol helps the pastor, the minister, the GO, whosoever is in position to have free and peaceful ministry. You assist them to feel at ease. You assist them to run with ease. You assist them for them to be at peace with themselves or with their assignment. So with you by their side, they are comfortable. Yeah, that is the word. They are comfortable. That is the word. So those are the work and assignments of protocol within the church premises. Like I said, the protocol team, as an arm of the church, helps the pastor fulfill God's given vision of the church. Now, that is the assignment. What do you do in your church as an officer? What do you do in your church as an officer? That is an assignment for you. What do you do in the church? In your local church? Let's go back to the local church. What do you do? You say you're a protocol officer, but all these things is not what you're doing. So what do you do? You can send that one to the email I'll give you later. The team could also function as an ad hoc department in the church. As any member could be called up to help out in any other department at any time. I know what I do. Most people that come late from other departments, maybe like children department, I've told them any teacher that comes they will not teach. So what do I do? I just pack protocols into the classroom to go and be teaching them. So it can be called at any time in the church to assist in any responsibility. So members of the protocol teams have their responsibility to anticipate the need of the pastor in charge and consequently ensure that these needs and instructions are duly and properly executed. They are also charged with keeping the pastor in charge duly informed They are charged with keeping the pastor in charge and fully informed and bringing to his attention matters that concerns both church or himself, you know. So the assignment makes frequent demand of their faith. So you keep the pastor or your principal duly informed. Duly informed. We are still going to analyze on that. Now, protocol as a department. Protocol as a department. What is protocol as a department? As a department, you must understand your key person, that is your principal. You must have understanding of who you are working with. So different principals have different characters. In this case, we're going to use principal in many contexts as your boss, as a subject, as your guest, as your head. So we're going to use those words interchangeably. Different principals have different characters, temperament, styles of operation, and what have you. Believe me, they have different characters, temperaments. In fact, some are so terrible styles and what have you. It takes the Spirit of God and you in order to understand or understudy your principal, or else you will be frustrated in your assignment. Believe me, is there anything worse than being frustrated? I would have used that language. So if you don't understand your principal, oh my God, you'll be frustrated and disappointed. Believe me, I've worked with so many of them with different temperaments, different styles, different characters. In fact, big story. So you go and understand your own. I took my time to understand my own. So take time to understand your own. And don't be too quick to judge them. Some of them, they may have wrong information about you and never asked you or find out. So through their actions, they will now use those things to relate with you. And that is where the problem starts. I know I've been in so many shoes and so many circumstances, and it's as a result of wrong information or your personality and all that. But God will always give you a way out. That is my prayer. So it's very important to have a strong, otherwise healthy relationship with your principal, your boss, your subject for a variety of reasons. You don't just keep off, fight, throw in the towel, and back out. No. Typically, our principal holds the key to your advancement. They hold the key to your advancement, to your promotion, to your lifting, or sometimes outside as well. They say a lot about you. Maybe you want a job, they can attest for you and all that. So without a good relationship, they may not speak highly of you or consider nominating you to other positions. Or assignments or promotion. So here are some tips on handling your relationship with your boss. Here are some other tips that can help you to handle your relationship with your boss, because if you're not at peace with your boss, there's no way you can be at peace with your wife or your husband. There's no way you can be at peace in your secular job. There's no way you can be at peace with serving God. There's no way you can be at peace to hearing from God. There's no way you can be at peace with what you're doing. So you just have to have a good rapport in whatever you're doing which is very important to your service towards God. Very, very important. So, what tips can I give you today? Number one, I want you to know that they change over time. The person you thought might be the worst today might end up being the best tomorrow. The person you think is good today might end up being the worst tomorrow. I have a lot of case study for this, but I can't share with you right now. Some they will think they are doing you. Later they come back and start repenting and asking for forgiveness. So never you mind, just pray. And when you pray, God fights for you. It keeps fighting and it will fight for you. So they change over time. Number two, recognize that your relationship with every boss or principal will be different. Oh, there's a transfer, they took away your pastor, they brought in another pastor, so you expect the new pastor to relate with you like the other pastor. It's not possible, because he has seen you as the right hand man of the other one, so he wouldn't want to trust or entrust himself in your hand. So there will be a little bit of inches here and there of acceptance here and there. It's not that easy. Most of them, they want to excommunicate you and have their own protocol. So it's not left for you to be able to fight for your cause. Defend yourself through your character, through your behavior, through the way you are doing. You must try to defend yourself, because all of them will never be the same. And if they've heard that you so much, or the principal so much trusted you when he was here, they will believe that you'll be leaking information to him or her. So that fear will be there, and they will not want to talk to you or relate with you. I know my husband and I, we passed through a lot of this. And they think, oh, they are the one carrying information, and everybody's afraid. Number three, don't let your boss mood bug you. Oh yeah, they can change your mood. They can make you feel uncomfortable. They can make you feel want to resign. They can make you feel as if you're not competent enough. They can make you feel as if you're not doing the work very well. So you must make up your mind of where you stand. That is why your salvation must be sure. Your salvation must be sure and solid in Christ Jesus. If your salvation is not solid and sound, believe me, you will fall. You're gonna fall. You will fall flat, yakata. So, number four, don't wait for anybody to praise you. Don't wait for anybody to praise you. We are doing this work unto God, and we don't receive it for our selfish gain, because God is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. So when you don't wait for man to praise you, then you are halfway to go. Number five, if you are going to be off work, if you're going to be off work or going home, you must be able to communicate with your boss or your principal directly. Let them know about your movement. Don't let your movement be suspicious. You must do everything right. Get to know your boss' communication style. You must understand the way he communicates, the way it is us information. When I started newly, I had problem with this one, serious problem. There was one I was working with. I never understand the language. Even when the person speaks Yoruba, I don't understand. Talk of English. So you get confused. You don't know what he or she is saying. You are confused. So I find it very difficult to ask, what did you say, ma? Even after I've said, what did you say, ma? I still don't get it. So I had that challenge for a period of time. So get to know your boss communication style. And some of them, they just say it thinking that your small hair will accommodate everything. So as a protocol officer, always go about with your biro and paper or your phone to take information so that you get to know what they are saying and you understand better when you analyze it on your own. And lastly, get in before your boss or your principal. Don't ever let them come in before you in any assignment, in any work. You must be waiting for your principal. I know that my husband's PA comes in much earlier than him. He comes in, opens the door, ready for his boss. So you must be ahead of your boss. It helps you to build a strong, lasting relationship with your person. So from my study, most workers rate their relationship with their superior or principal as good, great, some excellent. I give some 84%. However, for the small amount of people that rate their relationship as weak, it could be related to trust. It could be related to trust. It could be related to trust. So strong relationships are based on trust from both parties. And it takes an open line of communication from both the principal and the protocol that make that to happen. So for you to have 100% communication, trust with your principal, you must be able to earn his or her trust. Trust is a bedrock of life. Your integrity must not be at stake. Your trust must be solid. And you must be able to understand one another. Don't let them think otherwise of you. If any principal has a protocol officer over them, which is constantly telling them what to do, in many instances how to do it, this can easily cause friction and resentment. You don't drive around your boss. You don't order your boss around. You make sure that you keep silent. When you're asked to talk, you talk. When you're not asked to talk, your opinion does not matter. Please, no matter how big your head is, your opinion does not matter. So, a troubled relationship with your boss can negatively affect your morale, your productivity, your happiness, and of course your career. A positive relationship can improve your morale, productivity, your happiness, which will lead to a more career success in the form of promotions, raises, higher self-esteem. You can quote me anywhere, even if they transfer your principal to America. You'll be looking for a way for you to come and join him there. I've seen so many people that after transfer, they call on their protocol officer to come and join them because the place is good. You say, oh, call you to come and enjoy. That will be your portion in Jesus' name. So the next question is, how do you win over your principal? The difficult ones. How do you win them over? Some of them are very, very strange, terrible, and all that. So how do you win over your principal? Here is how to stretch your relationship with your principal. Number one, put yourself in their shoes. Just put yourself in their shoes. If I were the one, how will I do? How will I feel? What will I say? How will I respond? And if you look at it, oh, I actually offended this person, I would have done worse than this. So you quickly adjust yourself and make up your mind to do something better next time. So figure out the challenges your boss will encounter that day and be prepared to offer solutions. You are there to offer solution. Always think ahead and think out of the box. Always think ahead and think out of the box. If you are my protocol officer, I expect you to always think ahead of me. Always think out of the box. Always prepare solution before I think about it. These are the things that makes me want to fall in love with you. And if I love this, that means so other principals will also love to have a protocol officer that is always, going ahead and thinking out of the box. Though it might cost you a lot of things. I remember one time we were asked to do women in ministry at Kefi. At Kefi. So I've done my assignment, I've gone ahead of them. They've paid money, I've gone to book hotels, almost 8 different hotels. I've done everything. The next thing I will hear is that we're not doing it there because the Boko Haram and all that we have to close the deal and everything. After all the wahala that I did, I had to go back again, cancel the appointment, begin to collect money back in each of the hotels. And hotels, when you pay money, you don't collect the full money back when you want to say you're not doing again. I have to pay everybody back their money. There's no case that we say I did not pay him or her back. It's for her money. You understand? But the stress was much for me. My time, my money, driving down to Kefi, not once, not twice, not thrice, asking and writing letter to head of hotel to collect our money back. I was left alone to do the work, and it was not funny. So there will be so many challenges. You must add value. You must add value. If you can think ahead of me, I will naturally fall in love with you. So I used to have a very good protocol officer, very good one, and she added value to my life. When I'm walking down, she said, mommy, I perceive your leg is paining you. I'll say, oh my dear, the shoe is tight, or it's a new shoe, I'm just getting used to it. She will tell me to sit down, she will massage the leg, she will remove the leg from the shoe, she will do this and make sure my leg is comfortable again, and I really appreciate it. Even when I never knew I was in pain, she told me, I realized that I was actually in the pain. You understand? So you need people that can add value to your life. You are there for a reason. So make sure that you are adding value to the organization and your principal, that he can boast of you anywhere, any day. Add value. There's a lot about their job that you don't know about or see. So don't assume that they are out to get at you. No. And don't be quick to judge your leader. Don't be quick to judge them. Your principal need protocols who will produce results. Who will produce results. And you know what? Results cancel insults. So you must be able to produce results at every case, at every point in time. I remember during this lockdown period, my husband was telling me about his protocol officer. Oh, this guy did very well. It's so wonderful. All the jobs he could have called his assistant to do before Jack Robinson, he has helped him out, thinking out of the box, making things easy for him. So when you make things easy for your principal, is happy and fulfilled, and it makes your days longer. So principal wants employees not only to agree with them, but also to be willing to speak up about the realities and challenges in the church and that need to be addressed. So you must be his eyes, his nose, his neck, his head, everything. You must be able to see what is happening before it gets to his table. So you must keep him updated of information anywhere, anytime, any day. So principal wants protocols who can respond to situations than react to situations. You respond to situations than reacting to situations. For example, now when maybe there's a problem, and instead of you to call on your principal and let him be informed, you now begin to take laws into your hands. Maybe you flog the person or you punish the person that you are not even asked to do. So you don't react, you respond to situations as a protocol officer. That makes you have edge over others. But the person that speaks with facts, confidence, and reasonable suggestions that produce results is what they need. This builds your principal's confidence in you. When you speak with facts, you don't lie. Everybody knows you for your word. And if you're a protocol officer and you lie once, believe me, your name is a liar. If you have anything that will dent you once, it is very difficult for you to clean yourself or to wash yourself from that. So you must be very careful that you speak with facts. Don't call 850, call 88. If you are asked to go and buy something, please don't add to it. Don't remove from it. Let your nay be nay. Let your yea be yea. Make sure that you're a man of integrity, a woman of honor. There's nothing that you want to achieve in this life that God will not give you tomorrow. God is just testing and testing and testing and testing. We see here about some other protocol characters in the Bible and how they manifested and their end result in other modules. So, at all times, display a level of professionalism that not only benefits you personally but also reflects highly of your principal. I will say you are a reflection of their leadership. I can't have a protocol officer and he cannot display a level of professionalism. No, you must be a pro in what you're doing. You must be a pro in what you're doing. You must be able to produce results and manifest more than expectations. Don't because you're in a local church or local environment that your life will now remain localized. No. The fact that you're in a local environment is what will actually make you to produce results, to manifest better. That is why we are here today, to learn more, to build up ourselves, to understand better our duties, to produce more results, and to behave like a professional in what we are doing, because it will speak highly of you and highly of your principal. They will say, oh, it's other mates say, oh, where did you get this guy from? Oh, this is good. Oh, this is good. People look at you, they respect you. That is how you gain and earn respect. People that say they abuse protocol, because of your action, your behaviors, your manners, is the way you carry yourself, man. You carry yourself with integrity, you carry yourself with honor, you carry yourself with respect, you carry yourself with professionalism, and people will look at you, they will say, no, I can't go somewhere they will look down on me. No, God forbid. The way I even handle myself, you look at me and you bow. It's not pride, it's professionalism. You do your job, you stick to your job, and people respect for what you do. So you must be able to display a high level of professionalism in what you're doing. There was a time somewhere in the camp that a man, like a mental man, was running down the aisle. I don't know how the man got the usher's uniform from. He wore usher's uniform. He was running on the altar, and he was running down to where that the Jew was standing. But my husband had spotted him from far. So before he could get near, my husband has gotten him. That is a high level of professionalism. It made the principal to respect him and honor him the more because he was able to salvage a situation. What situation are you salvaging where you are working? What value are you adding to your organization? Oh, this church has a protocol officers, but what are they doing? They are behaving like ushers. They are behaving like choir. They are behaving like the school teacher. There's no difference and all that. So you must be able to add professionalism to what you're doing. Know when and how to communicate with your principal, your boss, your subject, whatever you call them. Know when and how. Not when they're not in the mood. You must know their mood. Does your supervisor like one sentence email? Does he like you to report to him through WhatsApp text messages? Does he prefer a detailed account of what is going on with your mouth? You must be able to know how to communicate. Does it prefer mouth-to-mouth talk? Does she or he want to receive an outline of where your assignment is? Or do you need to provide all the details? You must be able to know how you pass across information to your boss. Learn how your supervisor likes to communicate and receive communication and adopt his style. Don't force or enforce your style on your principal. You are the one that will adapt to his style. Even if his style is local, archaic, he's still your boss. So learn how your supervisor likes to communicate and receive communication and adapt his style. When I started newly, I used to get afraid. I used to be very timid. Instead of me to ask, I'll be running away. And my running away always people to commit errors, mistakes, and until I learned my lesson. So too many people shy away from speaking up for fear of unknown. Just like me, ideally your principal should already be providing feedback. But this is your career, so don't be afraid to take the driver's seat. Ask questions. Keep asking. Ask questions. So get to know your principal personally. You must get to know your principal personally. You don't need to be friends with your principal or hang out with him on weekend before you are friends. You don't need to be eating breakfast, lunch, and supper in his house before you know that you are friends. You understand what I mean? However, it could hurt to ask them how their weekend was or find out what their hobbies and interests are outside of work. That you are friend or friendly to your principal, subject, boss does not mean you must misbehave or misyan. Not because you are close, not be asking them, how was the night? Did you sleep very well? And all that. No, it does not concern you. It could be insulting. Very, very insulting. So I would say principals are human too. They want respect. So communicate with them on a personal level. But don't and never cross a boundary or try to outsmart your principal's spouse. Don't cross a boundary or outsmart their spouses. You must be very, very careful because the spouse has a lot to say about you. If the spouse says, I don't want this kind of protocol near you, believe me, that is the end. So you must be very careful who you relate with, how you relate with them. So you are not a marriage counselor. If you discover that your principal has marital issue, keep quiet. Make sure no Dakaja. You're not a marriage counselor. Anything you say can keep you short. So don't ever try to poke nose into their fear, and don't badmouth them because you know what they are passing through. No. So under promise and over deliver. Put your best foot on forward to extend your principal's expectations. For example, if you are working on assignment, maybe sisters convention, be sure to provide a realistic timeline for when you will get the work done and supervise your boss by completing it earlier than expected. This is what they expect from you. This will show that you are proactive and that you can manage your workload. No matter your age, what matters is that you are proactive and you can manage your workload. So show your principal respect. Even if you don't like your principal, respect them. If you don't like their actions, respect them. If you don't have the way they communicate, respect them. Chances are they earned their position for a reason. Maybe they got transferred or promoted, whether you like it or not. They are your supervisor, your principal. That is all, period. The highest thing you can do is to resign if you don't like them. Maybe this person happens to be my secondary school mate, second primary school mate, university mate. So you know, say, how can I be a protocol to this person? Well, it's your cup of tea. If you don't like it, resign. So establish a line of open communication. If you are honest and communicate openly with your principal, this will help to build a transparency and trust in that relationship. Today, many protocols are looked down upon as a result of small attitudinal characters like stealing, like lying, like gossiping, manipulating figures and all that. So when there are actual misunderstanding between you and your principal, your boss will always win the case. Yeah, when there's misunderstanding between you and your principal, you can never win that case. Your boss will always win the case. So try to avoid misunderstanding between you and your principal. If you avoid it, then you will not have any problem at all. So when there is a problem or a challenge or misunderstanding, be ready to apologize at all times. Apologize at all times. But the best is to avoid. That's what I do. I avoid. I run away. Yeah. Avoid any form of misunderstanding that may come your way. Yeah, I will soon finish this section. Wow. Maybe I should break it